Hi, this is Emily Penton, and I just wanted to update you guys on my spiritual journey. I made a post in July talking about my awakening in Australia and the amazing trip that I was going to go on. And then you guys heard crickets. You heard nothing from me. But I wanted to share with you guys what did happen. I did not go on the trip, on the bike trip to Australia. But what happened was that shooting for Australia and shooting for that spirit-led trip actually opened me up to an incredible path. I think it was even better than what I was hoping for. I went ahead and got my passport. I was practicing on my bike. And then we had a series of thunderstorms every single morning, right at the time that I was to be training. And I literally could not go outside. I could not ride my bike. It was thunder and lightning, and it wasn't safe. And so I had I think it was about 2 weeks, 2 weeks time. And then I finally contacted the coach and I was like, all right, I'm like, when are we going to call it? When are we going to call it and just say that I'm not going to be ready for this trip? And he was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be ready because I hadn't trained and I was already behind. I was already up to that deadline for the trip was in September. And he said, no problem. I have more trips. So you can go on the next one. And I was like, okay. But once I stopped the push for that trip, my brain was able to just kind of like catch up. And I was just like, you know what? Like, let's just take a minute. And I realized that what I wanted to do was the trip. Absolutely. That was amazing. And I'm sure I'll still go on a trip like that sometime with him. Um, but what I really wanted was that connection with my higher self. What I wanted was that connection with my spirit to know that no matter where I'm at, no matter what's going on, I am going to be guided. I am going to be connected. And I really went into kind of a like a cocooning for the majority of 2023 was a cocooning. It was a really turning inward. And what was really cool about that was that I was able to connect it with my inner clarity, my inner knowing on a level that I had never experienced before. And parts of me, just like a butterfly, whenever they're in that cocoon and they're in that butterfly soup, parts of that caterpillar had to break. Parts of that caterpillar had to dissolve. And there was a lot of structuring from religion that I had growing up that had to dissolve so that I was able to create more of an understanding of the truth of who I really am and who my creator is and what I am doing here on earth. And it was absolutely amazing because I was constantly given understanding and revelations as I literally just connected, as I literally just quieted myself and prayed to God and just said, okay, here I am. Help me figure this out. I don't want to misstep. And I was guided every step of the way by God and the Holy Spirit. And it was very interesting because it was scary. It was stepping out of the boat. It was stepping out of my comfort zone of religion. And what was difficult for me was that everybody else was still in the boat. Everybody else is still in religion and still in the church. And I felt God telling me to step outside of the boat. And I'm like, but everybody's back there. Why am I here? And he said, do you know my voice? And I was like, yes, I know your voice. I've known your voice since I was a child. And he said, well, I need you to listen to me. And I was just obedient and I did. And I stepped out and he took me on a journey that really scared me. It was very terrifying because I had been told in religion that this is of the devil and this is going to send you to hell and this is demonic and this is that. And I had to, like in that caterpillar soup, I had to dissolve all of that programming, all that had been told to me, really since I was little, all of those things, and just listen to the voice that created me. And there's a lot of noise. Whenever you really just hone in and you just listen to that one voice, that inner clarity, that inner knowing, it's amazing how many things are just noise and are just lies. And I don't think that people are trying to deceive me. I mean, some are, but I think the majority of people are doing what they think is right to protect me. Emily, don't go there. It's dangerous. Emily, don't do that. It's dangerous. But God told me, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And so I was given that comfort as I walked this journey with God, with my creator. And I was able to go all the way around and I was terrified. And I thought, oh my gosh, where are we? We're not in Kansas anymore. What's going on? And then I realized that it was all coming back to Christ. It was all coming back. And so it wasn't an either or conversation that I was having about my religion. It was a yes and. Yes, there's so many truths in the Bible. Yes, there's so many truths in being a disciple of Jesus, not actually his name, but Yeshua and Yahweh and Yadhe Vavhe. There's so much there. And I was able to really get that connection directly from the source and not from anyone else. And it has absolutely opened up my entire life. And what's really, really cool is that I've got some other people that have come along that have been on the same parallel path, parallel journey. And then I'll slip up every once in a while and I'll tell them what I'm going through. And they're like, oh my gosh, me too. And I have had literally like 50 people probably that we are all on the same journey of awakening and of realizing, the truth, that the creator of all that is not here to condemn us and judge us and send us to hell, but to love us. And that love is the divine solvent. And there is so much more for us in this life. And even though I am celebrating my 5-year carniversary, that I came from mental illness, debilitating mental illness, and I cleaned out the food and I started eating only animal meat and animal fat. And then I resolved my bipolar disorder and my multiple sclerosis symptoms. I realized that the spiritual journey is far better than anything. And that knowing that no matter what I navigate, no matter what comes at me, it was all meant for my good. And so I just wanted to give you guys some hope. And I know that it's difficult whenever you're elbow deep in a bag of Doritos, sipping on a big gulp. But we were given this incredible knowledge, incredible information to have a clean temple, a clean body. And there is so much in that because we need to be a willing and useful vessel. If I'm sitting here and I'm having indigestion and brain fog and spikes in my blood sugar and high blood pressure, then I can't be a willing and useful vessel. But if I'm clear and I don't have the food noise, that I have that food freedom where I'm even able to fast. There are religions all throughout time where fasting was a spiritual experience. And it is no different now. And carnivore was the way that I was able to fast. And I've been able to connect so much more to spirit, to source, to the creator of all that is, to God. And it has absolutely changed my life. So I just wanted to share with you guys what's going on, and that instead of my awakening being in Australia, my awakening was at home. And I'm so excited for all the things that are unfolding, not only in Inner Clarity System, but I just recently got uh, realized, I got the message that I'm supposed to help people to create wealth. And this made me laugh so much because I was like, you've got to be kidding, God. You've got to be kidding. I don't know anything about finances and about wealth, but he has guided me every step of the way. So I'm just excited. And I wanted to share with you guys where I'm at. Thank you for all the people that did reach out to me, and they're like, did you go on the trip, and how's it going, and how are you doing? Because it was a trip. It was the most beautiful trip, but it was a trip inward. And it was everything that I hoped and dreamed, and above and beyond that. So anyway, just wanted to share my story with you guys, and let you know that I will be updating you and letting you know how it's going. But for now, I'm just so grateful for carnivore. I'm so grateful for my connection with God. And I've resolved bipolar disorder and MS, and I know that the best is yet to come. It just keeps getting better. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.